In the 2010, 50.6% of third-grade students smoked daily, according to the OFDT, the French Observatory for Drugs and Drug Addiction. This figure drops to 3.7% in 2021. The significant drop also applies to alcohol and cannabis. The latest OFDT report for 2022 does not specify the impact of COVID-19 and lockdowns on teenagers' consumption. To find out more, we met Lydia Dehan, a nurse serving drug addicts in Oise in Hauts-de-France. It's true that since COVID and the lockdowns we've experienced, we've seen an explosion in the treatment of alcohol issues in particular. Obviously, finding themselves confined, finding themselves face-to-face with the product, it led people to question the place that the product had in their lives, and to realize that the place they gave him, it wasn't who they imagined. Even if this charity does not advocate abstinence, that is to say the total and complete cessation of consumption, the risks are here in the long term. Pascal Hachet, psychologist within the charity, explains his daily life to us. They are young people, almost all cannabis consumers. This is 90% of our active queue. And among these people, at least 3/4 are oriented by the justice system. According to the 2011 law on the fight against drug addiction, people reported by the judicial authority can benefit from a therapeutic injunction which consists of a measure of care or medical supervision, an insufficient measure according to the psychologist who prefers prevention than cure. First of all, the choice that has been made by our governments for several years is not to direct forwards a center like ours, which we deplore. This will allow us to do prevention to the extent that the earlier people come, the more we have the possibility of having people who are recent, early users who are not years old behind them. But 20 years ago, even 15 years ago, we were able to work like that. We were lucky to have a public prosecutor's office, a public prosecutor who systematically directed all the people who were arrested with cannabis. The law is positioned in the form of we call out. There is a reminder of the law. People are scolded. We remind them that it is forbidden, etc. And then we give them a ticket, so a fine, which is still quite high. People talk to us about 300, 400, 500 euros. It's not nothing though. So the choice that was made in politics is to hit the wallet. On the other hand, in terms of health, crap. Our goal, if we to do addiction prevention, is that we can meet people at the beginning of their consumption in order to see with them what is happening in their life more generally. If they'll feel good about themselves, we need all of this. This set of parameters focused on humans would prevent the teenagers concerned from dropping out of school. To help as many young people as possible, a plenty of organizations seek to develop an approach that puts themselves in the place of a person suffering from addiction. We know that addiction, whatever it may be, often creates feeling of guilt. There is will and there is also the acceptance that at a given moment we have tried, we cannot do it. Even if we know, we cannot necessarily implement it. In any case, support from a team trained for this allows you to have more tools, more keys to go through these stages, which can sometimes be difficult. We aim for the product to take up less space and for the product no longer centered in relation to the person's life, for the person to be at the center of their life. Although today the problem is on the right track, Ipsos records that in 2021, 52% of young people have lost control of themselves at least once during the year due to consumption of substances.